Hello rejects! Hope you're doing well out there. Fat Shark has released new outfits for our degenerates. Let's look at some cosmetics for each of the classes, their respective gears, and its lore descriptions today in Warhammer 40k, Darktide. Solane was 25 years old the first time she saw snow. Countless campaigns through myriad harsh environments had not prepared her for the beauty and danger she saw when stepping out of the Masslander. Frozen vistas stretched to the horizon in all directions around her. The blinding glare caused her to squint. The cold snatched at her breath. Then the world dropped out beneath her. In an instant, all was white, screaming, teeth and claws. A Ravener pack had breached the glacier they were using as a staging area, mining the very ground from their feet. After 2 days of blindly searching through icy caverns, Solane and her squad finally regained the surface. In that time, their regiment had been busy. Piles of the purple and white Xenos lay strewn around the valley, frozen in their death throes by the biting temperature. Solane was glad to be welcomed back by the surviving troopers and find a brief moment of respite sharing a cup of recaf around one of the many braziers lit within the compound. Talk quickly turned to tales of warmer climates. Maybe her next deployment would be more hospitable. Head wrap, Ice Mourn. It won't be much protection from incoming fire, but it should keep the worst of the cold out. Hostile Environment Field Kit, Ice Mourn, a functional, but basic overcoat. It'll keep out the worst of the weather, but keep that bedroll handy for the cold nights on watch. Militarum Field Fatigues, Jordan pattern. Hard-wearing and tough, these standard issue fatigues won't let you down. Provided you don't value comfort, that is. Although they were nearly 2 miles from the landing site, the ground trembled when the attack came. Colrus could see the plume of snow and rocks that were thrown high into the air when the Xenos hit the transports. In an instant, the Vox sprang to life with the cries for assistance and the tortured screams of the dying. A catechism came unbidden to her lips. The words, starting as a barely audible mumble, quickly grew in volume and ferocity, until her rousing litany could be heard ringing throughout the outpost. The soldiers around her all snapped out of their shock and rushed to man the defensive. The horde was coming down the hill now. Their faith would sustain them. Colrus was sure. Supplicant Cowl, question the motivations and actions of all who surround you. Be ever vigilant for signs of heresy. Hexorcist's Vestments, Ice Mourn. Hexorcists believe the best way to spread their faith is through the barrel of a gun. Grand Retribution Militia Garb. By thy devotion shall thee be known. By thy zeal shall thee be judged. Art always felt more at home in the cold than anywhere else. He had long grown accustomed to the frigid touch of the warp. When he let his spirit soar and felt his body rime with frost, he felt like he was fulfilling his purpose, like he was where he was meant to be, doing what the Emperor willed him. So, while those around him huddled around braziers and complained bitterly to anyone who would listen, Art let the cold comfort him. It was in one of these somber moments, sitting with his back to the fires, staring out over the snowfields to the landing site, that Art saw the Xenos attack. When the snow and smoke finally cleared, 2 days had passed. 2 days of LAS fire, explosions and screaming. Art was very glad he'd been within the barricade walls. It was a hellish ordeal, but nothing compared to those that survived the caverns. Armored Psychana Collar, Ice Mourn. This reinforced Psychana Collar provides additional protection at the cost of reduced mobility and peripheral vision. Empyrean Surcoat, Ice Mourn. With its inbuilt Psychana collar and heavy padding, this item offers protection for both the body and the mind. Munitorum Psycha Battle Dress, Ice Mourn. Their white pattern is ideal for winter campaigns, but may quickly get dirty in the back streets of the hive. Berisk doesn't mind the cold. If anything, he thinks it might help him think better, or that could just be that he isn't distracted by getting sweat in his eyes. Berisk can get pretty hot and bothered when it's sunny. That's why he didn't want the big heavy jacket he was offered at the Munitorum dispensary. He does like goggles though. Snow, it turns out, can be very bright, and Berisk does like to see what he's hitting, especially when the bugs go splat and make a pretty pattern in the white snow. Berisk isn't a big fan of hive cities. They're too hot, but as long as there's something for him to hit, he doesn't mind too much. Eridin Mark 12 Outrider Goggles. These goggles provide excellent glare resistance from the snow. They will surely still be useful in the depths of the hive, right? Recon Battle Gear, Frostrime, XXL. Standard issue recon gear, just really big. Recon Fatigues, Frostrime, XXL. Frostrime Camo is favored by many recon units deployed on snowbound campaigns, offering a higher level of stealth than the pure white Ice Mourn. What do you think of the outfits for each of the classes? Please hit like if you enjoy the readout and subscribe if you want to see more Darktide content. This video was made possible from the generous donations and support from viewers like you. Thank you.